Hello and welcome. We are back. So excuse me if my voice is a little bit rough, at least initially, because I just woke up from a little bit of a nap. So the stream was going to start a little bit earlier, but I was not feeling too well. I think we are getting a little bit sick. But I definitely wanted to get some content out today. So funny thing, the category is performing better right now than I've seen it perform in a very long time because of a 24/7 channel that is streaming the game. So that was kind of surprising because normally this category has like maybe 1,000 viewers, and like right now there's like almost 5,000 because there's a ton more traffic than what there normally is. So that is awesome. So what is on our agenda for today? So what we're going to do today is, this is going to be a shorter stream. It's going to be like maybe, I'm thinking it'd be somewhere between 3 and 4 hours, something like that. We are going to, obviously we just had our reset for the week. So we had our weekly reset, and so we should be able to do our Stellar Stairway. I want to do that initially, but the grand majority of our time I want to spend in Manibus, working on Manibus. So we will do that. And without further ado, we're going to launch the game and get started. So what kind of we're working on right now is, what I notice in Way of Winter is like the materials to craft heat resistant gear are very expensive. So it's like 25,000 or more, or golden wool is like 10,000. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to set up like a farm for animals in Manibus. So that's kind of what we're working on. I think I will keep background music on, like seemed to do pretty well last time. I am looking into like ways to make the chat more interactive. So like from the very beginning, like I've always been very lurker friendly, but obviously Twitch kind of frowns upon that as far as like there being very little chat interaction. So I'm trying to think of things I can add to do that. Like I see like there's like the Pokemon game for chat. There's the fishing one. There's the, I mean, I really like Tangia, so I might lean into that more. But we'll kind of see. I'm still kind of testing what I want to do with that. I'm gonna see if I can move myself to the corner a little bit more here. All right, that'll work. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, I want to load up a Way of Winter. And I've kind of been thinking more about this is going to get a little wonky for a second. Okay. So the first thing I want to do, Stellar Stairway just reset, so we can go up to 66,000. We're at 51,700. So I want to get the rest of the Stellar Stairway, and then the rest of it will unlock at the end of the week. So this week in particular, I don't know how much Once Human I'll be playing, because so anybody that's kind of joining that's kind of new to the stream, I don't usually stream a lot during the week. So kind of the way I structure it is I try to do longer format streams on the weekends. And then the VODs are available on... So I stream to Twitch, X, YouTube, and Kick simultaneously. Which I don't know if... I feel like streaming to X is kind of hurting me in the algorithm a little bit, but I don't really want to change anything on it just yet. All right, so the reason we're doing this is tungsten ingots give us a ton of asterism. So this system is one of the systems that's being changed in the next update. So what they're doing is asterism is going away and they're just going to straight up give you Starcrom instead, which I kind of think. So like, I think Stellar Stairway is just going to go away. So like right now we have like this Stellar Stairway system. I think this whole thing is going away. And I think, honestly, I think some of that is just to eliminate some of the menu bloat that's kind of been introduced into the game, which is, it is good. I mean, it was that way originally. So like, and the other thing they're doing is the chests that are in the open world right now that drop weapon fragments, they're making it so they just drop Starcrom. And then the other thing that's being rolled out is right now the blueprint system. So I can kind of show you. And I think this is all coming with the next update. So I want to say it might not be... I don't know if it'll be this week's update. It might be the following week's update. I think it might be the 22nd. Or I have no idea. It's going to be either this week or next week. But like right now... Frick, how do you even get to that menu? This is like the big problem, is like there's so many freaking menus. So like now the way it works is like if you want to upgrade, and a lot of mine are upgraded pretty far. And this change I think is going to be good. You can kind of see I've got different fragments. This system's going away. This whole blueprint system is going away. Because like right now, let's say I want to upgrade a specific weapon. Like, see, I have all kinds of fragments, but if I want to go here, let me find something I don't really have upgraded that far. I have to use fragments to upgrade it, and they're each worth a certain amount of points. So I can't do anything with this right now. Even though I have like a ton of fragments, and there's like certain things I wanted to upgrade. Like say I want like, oh, the saber hat. I want to upgrade the saber hat. Well, I can actually upgrade my saber hat. I'm gonna do that. But what this does, this system, is it controls the baseline power of items. So you can kind of see like right now it says your baseline HP is 740, pollution resist 12, psi intensity is 92. But if I go in here and I go to enhance this, our psi intensity goes up. It didn't really change our pollution resist because I think that's more with the tier of it, but our HP went up. So where the things that make like a dramatic difference in here is like what you'll see is like the rustic hat, because that stuff is like tier 0 in Manibus. But this whole system is going away. The collection system is going to stay. But it's just going to go to straight up Starcrom. So you just straight up use Starcrom to buy whatever you want to buy. Which I think is better, honestly. So I think my next push, and I've been thinking about it, like what I want to try to do with the channel and like what I want to try to do with content. So for me, Once Human has been my best performing content in the last probably 3 months. So like I mean, between doing variety and doing once human has done better for me than most other stuff that I have been doing. I want to get into Manibus. I want that to be where the bulk of my time is today. So we are gonna roll through this as quickly as we can. So what I did with Manibus, and you'll kind of see when we get over there, I did a non-visional server because I just did not want to deal with this. It's almost like they doubled the pollution zone mechanic, and that's basically what they did, but they're like, okay, we're going to dynamically generate these pollution zones, but the problem was, especially in Way of Winter, there's so few POIs that, and if you're not familiar with the acronyms, POI is point of interest. There's so many of them that are pollution zones, Way of Winter, that it makes it very restrictive. And I kind of felt like that was the same problem with Endless Dream, was there was a lot of stuff that was, but I think in that one, it was just physical area. It was like there was an area of denial, which hopefully some of that stuff will improve. I'm kind of hoping that Visional Wheel is not just like negative effects. I'm hoping that, like, you know how they had like WoW Season of Discovery and they just kind of turned all the dials up to 11 and let people go ham? I'm kind of hoping that there is like a fun season where instead of being like super restrictive, it's like, oh, everybody's movement speed is 20% faster, or like, you know, your jump height is double what it normally would be, or just like something fun, you know? Like, I don't think as a concept, I don't think it necessarily has to increase like the difficulty all the time. Like, they can be like some sort of fun effect, I think. But I definitely think we're going to abandon the SCP scenario. I do not foresee us staying in that one long term. I think that's gonna be one of them I abandon. And the other one that I was thinking about pulling a character out of was maybe the Visional SCP server. I don't want to start like a ton more characters though, so I do want to experiment with Gardener. Like, I think that Gardener is a class that I want to expand on because I really haven't done anything with it, because the only character I have in a scenario as Gardener is on SCP. So, like, I'm very restricted. But I would like to experiment with, like, the morphic crates and stuff like that. So we'll probably do that at some point. All right, this is almost done. So we're just basically doing this to farm out Asterism, which I don't necessarily have to completely finish it here. I'm going to try to get the majority of it. Some of this I can do offline. I'm not going to try to do it on stream because I get that it's not super compelling content. But I just wanted that little push because we only need to get to 60,000 and we're already at 55. So I think we're good here. Let's go ahead and relog. So this is going to be kind of a weird stream. So like I'm trying to flip my sleep schedule, so I have to be up just like a few hours and then go back to bed. All right, so we're jumping back into Manibus. I gotta make sure that, frick, this is the bad thing about, it's gonna be this level 31. Every character I have is like a variation of my character's name. And the only problem with that is it's hard to keep track of. So I killed the in-game music and I'm just doing like some background music. All right, so we don't have power yet. We had just rolled out some like super basic stuff. Like looks like we got steel. We got a lot of steel. Okay, good. So we can probably make some steel ingots. We're still kind of hurting for material. And we definitely don't have a storage depot yet, so that is going to be a problem. The only thing I want to do is just establish A, what we're carrying, B, what we need to go acquire. I don't know how we ended up with so much acid. Okay, so let's see here. The main thing that we were going to be hurting for on this character was adrenaline shots. I think I made 3. I'm going to see if I can make a few more. It's like 5 because we have a higher chance of dying on this character than anybody else. Probably not. It's not like this game is particularly difficult, but what I would like to do is I'm hoping I can get enough materials to make a critical pulse in like maybe tier 3 or 4. Because I think we're going to shoot up levels like crazy. I mean, there is like a material that I could bring into this scenario for like a EXP potion, but I'm not going to use that. So we got one more. We just got to gather ore 150 times. That's all we got to do. So the problem we're going to run into is we are in a very low level area right now. So we're not going to find a lot of steel. You know, it always says that. Why does it say that? Current stage of the stellar stairway is complete. No, it's not. You lie. Oh, that's why. I'm like, why are we so heavy? Like we're carrying around a ton of... All right, so we got a little bit of fuel. All right, I think we're good. Really the only thing... So we got 139 rounds for that. We've got a little bit of ammunition for the... submachine gun, and then what I want to see is what kind of gear we're rocking in with right now. We got tier 1, tier 1, tier 0, tier 0, tier 0, tier 1, tier 1. So we really need tier 2. So the way that the unlocks work for this scenario is the cradle unlocks. I can't even look at this until I beat Ravenous Hunter. Ravenous Hunter is level 10. The easiest way to defeat Ravenous Hunter is literally just go in and face roll them when you're like level 30. So that's what we are going to do. So I guess the next thing is going to be what parts do we need in order to build an intermediate gear workbench. Oh, we're gonna need a ton of stuff. Okay, maybe we'll go to plan B. Maybe we'll try it for tier 2 instead. So we're really too early on to be doing a savior set, so I'm not gonna try that. I could do mayfly goggles. They don't really require a ton of materials. But let me see if we can even craft the weapon that we're trying to build. So we need more standard parts. I've kind of been doing this one like pretty vanilla. Like I haven't really imported anything from the other scenarios. The hell did we complete? All right. So I think we're going to have to relocate areas, but initially it's going to cause a problem. That our gear is incredibly underleveled for what we're trying to do. So what I'm going to try to do is go to our go-to location. Trying to find it here on the map. It's across the river. Kind of by a prime war, but not quite. I mean, I think on this one we'll probably be more on by harbor side, because the whole purpose of this is A, farm out crocodiles, and B, farm out sheep. Sheep will be in the level 50 area. Close encounter Manibus. I really want to be farther this way. That's a monolith, agreed. I gotta be looking like not far enough. This river. This is the river. It is... So there's a little bridge. Bridge is right here. I want to go like right there. It's not too far. Because what we're gonna, the way that it worked in Manibus, and I'm pretty sure that this is set up that way because this is like still like OG vanilla Manibus. Steel will not spawn in an area under level, it's like 15 or 20, I want to say. It's not really that way in Way of Winter. We probably should go and get stuff out of the vehicles if we happen to see any, because we do need standard parts. The other thing I should build, so like initially you start out with this motorcycle, but you can actually, if you build a garage, you can build a motorcycle, or not, a bicycle rather, and it doesn't use any fuel. So I'm going to try to run through these guys. I'm not going to try to fight them. So our weaponry is a little on the anemic side. This used to be a pollution zone. I might try to get this one. I mean, I will admit the world feels a lot less dangerous with it. We're not doing like Arbent Prodigy Or progeny, whatever the hell it is. Okay, we got the thing that we needed. Let's get the hell out of here before we get killed. Pick up some of these waypoints while we're going through here. I know personally I've always liked Manibus scenario the most out of all the scenarios. Just because it's like more the classic survival experience. But I played it before we had like this little gauge for temperature mechanic. Like that was something that got added after. I think the biggest danger with the game is like if they add something that is, they almost kind of need like some way for them to gauge public consensus on if a feature should be added or not. I mean, to a degree, it's their game. They can do what they want, but at the same time, I'm kind of wondering if the new scenario that's going to come out is going to be like heavy on that temperature mechanic. I don't think it will be. Like, well, unless I could see it just being like mainly too hot. All right, so the thing we're looking for, we're kind of looking for when it starts to turn into, we're going to keep going because this is like level 20 or 30 area and we don't have gear to fight them. I don't think this is pollution area. I think this is start a swamp. So I have like a little area that I like in here. So there's actually two spots. And there very well might be somebody in these spots. So I'm not going to like be married to a specific spot. Actually, I'm standing where I want to put it. I wish you could turn the camera because I can't really see. I might have to, I don't know if it'll let me build over the top of the water or not. Our base is still kind of tiny right now, so the problem that we'll run into in here is the road does restrict you where you can build. Let's just go right here. I like it. That works. Okay, so the next thing, we have a bronze pickaxe. I don't know if that'll let us harvest. Now, we are able to kind of battle above our weight class because we are a beast master. It has a stopping point up here. But it does stop early if you keep shooting it in the legs. He should be coming up on it. Nice. Of course, now I don't want to hurt this wolf. We're gonna need the help though. Get him. Let's let the wolf handle it. So I think the way that it works with their logic is anything that it sees is aggroed to me, it attack. But I do notice they will attack creatures if I'm not careful. I don't want them to attack the wolves that are over here. I highly doubt this one is an S-class, but if it is... Holy shit, the first one is. How about that? What are the odds of that? They're both S-class. Jesus. Unless I'm looking at the same one twice. Every 10 seconds, mark a random enemy nearby and gain vision of their location. See, I don't know if these have Colossal as a thing that can roll. Gluttonous Scent. S-class. Damn, the animals in here are like really, really good so far. Like normally you would go through like 20 or 30 of these to find an S, and like we found like 3 S's in like 2 seconds. The other reason I kind of like this area is there's a panther over here somewhere. So like the whole purpose of coming to requires a more advanced gathering tool. Oh, maybe the one I have is copper. Maybe I didn't make a bronze one yet. I guess we'll go do that. Yeah, that must be copper. We need a bronze one. Can we... Oh, okay. So it looks way different. I almost kind of wish they had like a separate slot specifically for the tools that you use instead of having them down here on the bar. We don't need this. We don't need this either. I think the thing that they do capture pretty well with these scenarios is like Manibus has much more of a chill vibe to it than a lot of the other scenarios do. Of course, I don't know how I feel about the Primor mechanic. I feel like some of this stuff is just a result of like mechanically what the game can handle. I just don't think it handles like a lot of people in a area at the same time. And I don't know, that's something like with the engine. But I think the next thing that I want to do, I kind of want to go for the creator program for Once Human, but we've never really been at a size that we could do it before. But it would allow me to do like a lot more things that I cannot do currently, as far as like giveaways and whatnot. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, it's gonna be very hard to take these guys out unless I use my wolf. Go get him. As soon as he attacks one, they're all gonna be aggro. Really what I should do? I should. Where's that other peg? There should be a third one. The brush is so thick I can't see it. I'm not going to go up there because I will get wrecked. I will get completely wrecked. Okay, so Primeware is still a thing. I kind of think this server might be dead too. Like, I was trying to like gauge it. Can I get standard parts on here? Nobody's got standard parts. So the things I'll look for, the way you can tell like if a server's being used for farming or not. Crumbly bread or mixed fried hot dog or what are the other ones? Deviated sausage. Those are usually the giveaways that like a server is being used for farming, because those things are usually typically available readily. I don't see any chef knives either. Holy crap, that stuff is expensive. Must be not much supply. Must be a supply and demand problem. But, so like this week, probably not going to see like a ton of new stuff for Once Human for me, because I think the next game that we've got coming out that I definitely will be playing this weekend is Crimson Desert, which I am really looking forward to. Like, I have not seen anything bad about the game yet, and that is usually pretty rare. I probably shouldn't have killed these Eclipse Wolves. That's okay. You know, I have an idea. Let's go to... Is it under... Beginner advancement? Should I just run the Frost Anabasis? Or should I just wait and do the KVD Boom Boom? I kind of want to test this at the high end. So what we're going to do is right now we are level 31. We're going to try to do this harvesting. What the hell is this? Oh, he's going to try to tell me I'm dehydrated. I got it. But kind of another game, which I think I would classify it as like a post-apocalyptic survival, but it's in a different kind of, definitely from a different era, is like Fox Gaming. They brought back like an old MMO from like way back called Defiance. I kind of use that as like a touchstone for like what I think dynamic events should be in like this type of game. So like normally you go somewhere, you trigger an event. The kind of the aspects of the game that I think are lacking right now is, number one, base defenses don't feel like they have a purpose. So like they have all these defensive structures. It doesn't really ever feel like you're in danger, that you would need it. And even in, I guess the only time you would use any of that stuff is like maybe with Primor with the red plasma rounds, but like most of the time base defenses are kind of pointless. And even in PvP, I don't know how they would balance that, because like you can do so much damage on the high end now. Like especially like the P90 builds, like the bullseye builds, like you can just do a crazy amount of damage. I don't think any turret could withstand more than maybe 5 seconds of fire. You know, I could have the wolf help me with this. I don't know if it counts what it's harvesting as me harvesting it or not. We're going to find out. And I also don't know if ore node or these just straight up stone nodes count or not. We'll take a look at it here in a second. I almost kind of think that's where the game struggles right now, is there's no Apex challenge when you get to the end. Like, there's like the level up grind, there's like a server theme, but it never feels like there's like an Apex challenge that you're like, okay, we got to keep working to get to this goal. I mean, Wave Winter kind of has that with the tower system, but Primor is kind of a joke. Of course, it's better now than what it was initially. Like, I remember the performance of Primor was like, you couldn't get more than like 15 people there. It would just like absolutely lag the game out. Which I'm hoping when we get the visual upgrades, it's not just a visual upgrade, that maybe we get some mechanical back-end upgrades too. There's at least got to be some degree of optimization going on if they got it on mobile. Which, surprisingly, it performs better on mobile than I thought it would. Of course, when I'm on, like, I don't think it's feasible or realistic to, like, hey, we're going to go do a monolith on a phone. Like, I think until they get controller support, I think that's kind of a little bit of a push. Okay, so we got a pro miner. That was what we were trying to do. $35. Okay, now easiest things on here to do. Oh, we can catch 5 fish. That's not too bad. Open 5 weapons crates or gear crates in a stronghold and loot all the items. Those might be kind of hard to get. Furniture, decor, that's easy. Like in the comments, that's easy. That's 3. Drive a vehicle for more than 5,000 meters. I guess we'll take that one. There, 260 pistol ammo. Oh, what do we got? Ooh, I already see the one we're gonna get. So we got chainsaw, that I don't care about that. Throwables, don't care about that. This does not matter. Extra generators every single time. All right, there's 2 of these we can knock out like super quick. So what we're gonna do, your character's hot because I'm holding a torch while I'm standing in front of the furnace like an idiot. We need to craft 260 pistol ammo. I only want to craft the bare minimum. So I'm not going to use a pistol, so it's completely pointless. So what my strategy is going to be, I'm going to get to the max level. I've never used this new character catch-up thing that they've got in here, so I've got a bunch of points. Close combat prep. So we are level 36. The next thing we need to find a place that has a comment. Let's go to Myers Market. We're looking for, you know, I think up here by the top, there might be somebody's comment. The other thing that we got to make a habit of, because we don't have any deviations on this account, is, or on this character, is snag these. Somebody's got to have a comment somewhere. Let's try this. Because there was one by our base for sure. Well, no luck. So here's what we're going to do. What is this? World 99? What is this even? I don't even know. So the main reason we're looking for a comment to comment on is because we can just like 5 of the comments that are a response to that comment. Okay, that was a waste. Going back to our home world. See, I don't know what that World 99 is. What is that? Here we go. This is how you do it. $37. And what we're going to do, because we need the drive distance, I'm going to check this as our destination. We're going to warp back here. We're just going to drive back there. I don't know why they say 5,000 meters, because wouldn't that be, what, 5 kilometers? Which would be about 3.5 miles in game. Something roughly like that. I don't think we should be in here. Definitely more density on enemies in there than what I remember. I don't know, this would kind of be like a chill environment to explore. I mean, a lot of this stuff is... Ooh. Can we do this event? Did they change how this works? Ain't nobody gonna show up to this. You have been chosen. Oh my god. The only reason we're doing this is because these sproutlets are very, very useful. And like this server is dead. Sproutlets are account wide. So like you're almost better off like finding a server that's completely dead. And just doing these sproutlet challenges. I do hear gunfire out in the distance. Is a little bit concerning, but because you can get like a couple hundred of these. It might be the engine just exploding. We'll just keep an eye out. Make sure we don't get ganked. Normally the way this activity would work is you would pick up the sproutlet thing and then it's like a king of the hill kind of deal. But the way it functionally worked is now that the server is dead, you just go and you shoot the car and you sit there and collect all the sproutlets. It should do another round. I think it'll go to 300. So this is kind of how you do it. I'll show you what you can use sproutlets for. So I think there's a vendor in every city. Because you can trade them for acid, you can trade them for some other stuff. Now, you can accumulate enough of these, you can actually get a motorcycle skin, but I think it's like 10,000 of these or something like that. It's not a couple. It is a lot. All right, is this activity over? Nope. One more round. Man, this is hard, man. I kind of think they have to retool some of these events. I'd almost like to see like something like this, but with NPCs. Ooh, I got a polar jelly. Sweet. I didn't even know you could get that from this event. So my goal for today is get max level, but this is just kind of a segue. All right, we're at 280. I don't know if it'll do another round or not. Oh, it will. Sweet. It doesn't like hurt you or anything. Yeah, that's why you see like there's like cover out there. You're supposed to like, it's supposed to be like a king of the hill thing. Honestly, it's more effective if people just like let one person do it and then go to the next time it stops and do it again. I just did this because I knew it was going to be a freebie, basically. That was easy. I don't know, I keep trying to think of like ideas they could add to the game to like make it more compelling. I mean, the flying vehicle was a good idea, but I think the upgrades for it are too expensive. The vehicles are okay. The bicycle was a good addition. I almost think maybe the story rewards need to be amped up a little bit. Like maybe there's more reason to do the main quest line. I mean, we could have leveled up that way. I'd like to see more tameable animals. Like, I don't know why we can't tame deer. I don't know what the hell that means. They need to go through and figure out why some of this stuff comes up in Chinese. Even though the default language is set to English. I'd like to see attachments for vehicles that actually mechanically change how you use the vehicle. Like, I should be able to put a cow catcher on my SUV and be able to run these zombies over. That would be awesome. The only reason we're driving out here is because I got to log that 5,000 meters. So we're driving back to our base. You know, it almost seems like there's way more animals on this version of the game. Because we're seeing like a lot of deer, a lot of pigs and wolves and all kinds of stuff. I would like to see another class. Like maybe something like a Beastmaster. So like maybe mechanically it kind of works like a Beastmaster, but instead of being a beast, maybe it's like a robot or like a scout that follows you around that you can upgrade or get a different version of. Like a technician or like an engineer or something like that. Like, I think that would be cool. Or maybe like specifically like a medic. Because I mean, it almost feels like Chef is like super. I mean, I think Chef is OP for like farming out dungeons and stuff, but I don't think it's very fun to play. Although I will say that Beastmastered, it mechanically does not work well enough that you can use it in that way. All right, let's check our distance we got to drive here and see how far we got to go. I'm at 4522 out of 5,000. So where's the next closest town? We're going to drive up to Greywater. Because theoretically, that should get us what we need. I could do that too. There we go, level 38. We are going to pick up. I want to go up here. I want to see the deviation crate that they've got, and I'm going to pick up that. And then number 2, I want to get the teleport point. Where the hell was that turn at? What? What are these directions it's giving me? Okay, well, it's telling me go this way. I'm hoping I can make like some build tutorials too. So I'll tell you, like, granted, the people that make the tutorials, they're okay, but like, so this is like the meme for once human build tutorials. The most loudest, annoying music track in the background that you can have with a snippet of like a video of you playing as B-roll. Almost no explanation on what you're doing, and then like show that you do a ridiculous amount of damage and then end the video. Like a lot of them are like that. It's like, hey, I don't need your crazy music track in the background. If I'm searching for a build, I want to know the build. Show me the build. Or they'll have like some AI voice. Okay, is there a Sproutlet lady here? Yeah, I think it's Nisa. So, what are these? Those might be from a PvP server. So she's got a loot crate with a chance to acquire legendary mods. 7 to 15. 7 to 15. 7 to 15. So you cannot get level 17 mods out of these boxes. That's interesting. All right, let's check our... So we did get precious metal refining. Let's check our commissions. I don't know what we just leveled up from, but cool. Let's re-roll some of these and see 20 servings any food. We can do that. We can make that happen. Let's ditch fishing because that's a pain in the dick. I'll show you how we're going to do that real quick. So first thing we're going to do, we go to build, we're going to go furniture. I think it's like a decor item, right? So where the hell is it? This. I don't know if these count or not. I know these count. And then you just go here and you demolish them. That was easy. Let's roll on the next thing. Now, I am excited. Like, I am legitimately excited to see what this tech change comes in. Like, so I think it's going to be the April 22nd update. That's what I think is going to be. They're getting rid of this whole menu is going away, and they're going to where you find stuff out in the open world to give you like tech advancements. And they're going to consolidate the materials. And I've talked about it like many times. The only thing that's not useful on here is lucky logging. We just got to make 20 servings of a food, so we need some it actually has to be a food though. It cannot be. We can make some roasted corn, some roasted pumpkin, some roasted orange, roasted cabbage, and some roasted meat. That should be everything that we need. You can't make like juice. The juice doesn't count. Like it does separate out like drinks from food. It just takes forever because it frickin' we got the old stove. But as soon as this gets done, what we'll do is we'll pull up the next set of commissions and try to do that. You'll find that like as we get to the max level, these things are going to drastically increase in speed as far as like what we can farm, how fast we can farm it. Because I think the number one material that we're going to be hard up for is engineering plastic, I think. I'm kind of hoping with the materials changes, that kind of stuff gets modified, because I think that's the worst of it is crafting like the tranquilizer darts and things like that. It takes too much materials to do it. I think this will get us to like level 42 maybe. $41. Oh, that's not what I want. Trying to talk to the bird. Oh, this is easy. All right, so we're going to do super thumbs up, craft 30 arrows, take 5 pictures, make 20 servings of food, and craft pistol ammo. It almost looks like we're going to have to use a pistol. All right, we got to get some stuff so we can make some food. Like we need meat. Either we need a lot of meat. So we're going to have to go hunt down these pigs. The main purpose of like rolling a Beastmaster is it does mechanically change the game for you. Like as far as like having these pigs not aggro to you like they normally do is drastically different than what you normally run into. You know what? There's an easier way to do this. Oh, I hear pig. Here, pig. There they are. Should be another group of them back here. Like, I've played so much on Manibus, I know where all the animal spawns are. I should hear them. No, I don't see them. I don't know where they be. In either case, there's an easier way to do that one. So the picture one is easy because all you got to do is go here. And it's like take photo. Damn it. There, got it. And then we got to go to Deadsville again. It's so much nicer, like, not having to wait for the phases on this stuff. Like, just do it. Only the permanent servers are like that. You can just chain them as fast as you want. All right, what else is on our list? I just got to pick up the pistol ammo. I got to pick up the... I got to make some arrows, and then we got to make some food. We really need to go to Myers Market. The only reason I went there was because... I knew we could find that comment there. All right, so what we're looking for now, along the shore here, There's certain things you can cook for food. It's going to be corn you can cook. Berries you can cook. Beets you can make into sugar. I don't know if that counts as food or not. Potatoes you can roast. Cabbages you can cook. So we're trying to accumulate enough things. I'm like trying to grab this stuff as fast as I possibly can. I mean, the one change that they made that I didn't particularly care for was them changing how sanity gummies worked. They nerfed the crap out of the stuff that like you could gain sanity back, and I think they did the same thing with how the festering gel would recover sanity. Like they really nerfed the crap out of it, like to the point where it was almost useless, which is unfortunate. Yeah, there might be a deviation out here. Oh, a surge of fish is going on right now. Not sure why that fish is in the air like that. That's a little bit strange. But it is like you can like switch worlds and keep harvesting this stuff. Really, to get seeds, that's probably the best way to do it, is just continuously harvest this stuff through the world shards. Just go to Myers Market, warp to the different world shards. Keep picking the stuff. If you have like the items for it, like the harvesting sickle or the gardening gloves, probably get like a ton of stuff. I don't know how fast that stuff respawns. We might be able to run around and grab it again. We'll take a look. I wish they would add grapes to this, because these are grapevines. Oh, I missed one. All right, let's... Ooh, are these pickable? Okay, so this stuff, they changed the respawn rate on this stuff by like quite a bit, because it used to be like, it was maybe like a 5-minute respawn or something like that, and now it's like maybe 2 minutes of that. Because we were literally just over here. Or it might have been that surge of fish it was getting over, so it reset the area. Possible. All right, we got enough just in potatoes that we should be fine. All right, let's go back to base. Blackfell is like what we're shooting for. All right, so we go over to our stove. Make some roasted hawthorn, some roasted blueberries, some roasted cabbages. That should be enough, I think. What, 14, 7? Yeah, that's more than enough. We build some arrows. We need 30 arrows. Level 45. Let's see what we got for specialization. So the other thing I do like about that is right now, this system is completely random. So it rolls every time. The new system is not going to be like that. None of these are good. When using a silver one, there's a chance to obtain random fruit when... No, that's stupid. Upon being struck by lightning, that's stupid. I'll take this one. I'm probably going to re-roll that one, though. $46. One thing we're waiting on is just food. Oh, we already got it. Sweet. Thank you for the hydrate. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm hyped for Crimson Desert. I think that's going to be my new game for a little while. All right, so we need to go into our commissions. Shotgun or sniper ammo, 70 ingots of any metal. Let's do this one. This one, 5 pieces of decor. I don't know if we have enough to do this. We'll try to do that first. We'll definitely do the food one. That's easy. And so that's 5. So what's going to determine if we can do that or not is if I can go over here and trigger them to do that. I don't think we could get to 400. Can we build more securement units? Maybe. Need more glass. I need more charcoal. Oh, what can we put in there? I got 3 polar jellies. How'd that happen? He's got nothing to replenish. We can put this lethal rabbit in here. He's got no mood, though. All right, well, that might not be the one that we do if it, because that takes forever to get that. How close did we get? 200 out of 400. Nope, we're abandoning that. Let's go with ammunition. 150 sniper ammo. All right, so we need 150 sniper ammo. And we need to take picture 5 times. If I hit the right button. $49. All right, so we need to cook food. We got enough corn and potatoes that we can do it that way, I think. That will take care of the food requirement. And then the other one, we need 5 pieces of furniture. We can do that while we're waiting. So, furniture, decorations. Max level. Sweet. Of course, I'm going to demolish these things because I'm not going to waste the material. We'll still complete these other ones because I want to get the energy links out of them because they'll pay out like 5,000 each. But after that, we are pretty much go to we'll pretty much go to Blackfell, do a supply run. I probably should craft, I don't know if I did or not. I gotta craft this claw for my wolf. I only need this to finish 2 of these. I'll let do 3 just in case. Okay, so now we need 70 ingots. I'm hoping I got enough material on hand to do something like that. Charcoal is going to be my main opportunity. We did not do our due diligence with our charcoal. Normally I have one just constantly making charcoal. So we're literally just waiting on that. In the meantime, we can see what we got on our last roll. So this one, honestly, this might be a good one because we will not have a shortage of Stardust Source or alloy ingots. So we will do that one. Okay, so we're going to try something that we haven't done before. So what we have not done before, and I don't know what it's going to give us. So in here, in this redemption shop, there's this beginner advancement. It's a tier 5 KVD boom boom with a full-on shelter hat and hardy gloves and shelter boots. I probably didn't need that. Now, the real question is, does that show up as dropped gear? No, it's just straight up just gives it to you. So there's Burning Wraith and, well, not Wraith, Wrath. There's Flame Resonance. We're going to do Flame Resonance. And then we got to look at the gear that we just got. So definitely changing this for the KVD boom boom. Definitely switching to the hardy gloves. What else did it give me? It gave me a hat. So if we do a 4-piece shelter set, shoot. So here's our problem, right? So if I go to craft armor and I go to shelterer, I still need the shelters. Top. This is what we're going to do, okay? I don't usually ever use this menu, but I'm never going to use it again anyway, so we're going to go here. We're going to go to events, redemption, beginner advancement, tier 4. Give me this. And give me the pants in tier 4. So tier 1, tier 0. That's not good. So we got a 3-piece set. I need a 4-piece. Oh, okay. So I don't want the max stacks increase. I want, because I'm using hardy gloves, I don't want the max stacks up. I want maybe embers, because when burn is removed, stacks only minus 50%. That would let me get to max stacks more quickly. Or actually Burning Wraith might be, or Burning Wrath. I don't know why I keep mispronouncing that. But that's only a 10. Let's go with that. Because the way the hardy gloves work with that, you don't want a ton of stacks of burn. You want it to hit burn. Max stacks. All right, so we need a mask and boots. I'm trying to see if I can find one that just straight up gives me I mean, I could get a movement speed bonus. I could maybe do heavy duty. No, not a helmet. It'd be a mask. Where's the heavy duty? Scout, raid, blast, precise, snow, falcon, heavy. There's heavy duty. That's just HP. So that's a 2-piece HP. Or what I'm trying to do. A 2-piece of that gives me extra elemental damage. So if I do. I can't do that. I can only do one. Each weapon hit grants 1 stack of deviant energy. Each stack grants 1% elemental up to 20. So it's 20% elemental. So that'd be 30% elemental. If I get one more piece of it. So I need one more piece of shelterer. Just for the bonus stacks. Mask, I can make whatever I want. Like, I can either do magazine capacity, reload speed. Reload speed might actually be handy. Yeah, reload speed might be kind of handy. It's either that or 10% HP bonus. I think reload speed is going to be better. So what we're doing, we're getting ready to go do the first monolith. Do I have the stuff for a garage yet? No, I don't. So let's go into our tech and unlock some stuff. We're going to want that. We're going to want this. We're going to want all the dishes unlocked. Temperature control does not matter in this scenario. We are definitely going to want up to planter boxes at least. We're definitely going to need the large water filters. We want the storage terminal. We want the deviation storage crate. I don't know if there's a point in getting all the way down to flight tech, but we'll unlock it. We need all the advanced stuff. I don't need polar frontline. I don't need HP recovery 3. We are going to want the advanced ammunition. Probably going to want the fusion pod. I don't need the fuel refinery. I don't need... We are going to want tungsten alloy. And stardust ingots. What else do we need? Maybe brew barrel. Main reason I did that is I haven't really built any... Didn't mean to do that. Ammunition for this gun yet. Because now what we should be able to do is go over here to the bench. Go to ammunition. I want to build steel LMG ammo. Not AP ammo, though. Probably like 5,000 rounds. There's not really a reason to do Ravenous Hunter on like the hardest difficulty. You're basically, I think the meta is the same on every scenario. It's always going to be grind up everything you can to get to Forgotten Giant, build a bullseye build, and just farm Forgotten Giant. Or Forsaken Giant, rather. Because otherwise, I don't think anything else is as efficient. right, while that's building, let's get our mods squared away. So I want stability. I'm gonna go hammer. That should be good on that for accessories. So now what we need is our actual gear. If you hear me chewing, I'm eating some jelly beans. They have the, so every year for Easter, they get these sweet tart jelly beans. My God, I'm addicted to them. So freaking good. I think we want deviation expert. All right, so it's got to be nope, it's going to be up here. Blaze amplifier. Of course, we don't really have like the best gear in that slot, but that's okay. We're gonna do crit boost. Actually, can we do crit amplifier? Unless it's like massively 8%, 4%. Let's do this instead. Because it's such a better mod. Boots. We're not doing savior set, so I'm not going to do the normal thing we would do. Weapon status damage plus 10%. For every 5% max HP consumed, gains additional 5%, lasting attacking up to 3 stacks. That doesn't really matter. Let's do power striving. half tempted to use like some of these other ones, but because we don't have savior set, I'm just gonna do this. Some of these songs are really quiet. Okay. I think we're new Deadshot. Or maybe Elemental Resonance. Let's try this instead. All right, that should work, and our ammunition should be ready. And we should be sitting on a ton of food. All right, I'm going to go back to the in-game music for right now. Because we're going to go do this. It'd be more ambiance for this monolith. I don't think we've been here before though, so like it might take us a minute to get there. Looks like we're taking the car. Turn them on for right now because there is no in-game music currently. So it's kind of unique how it works on Manibus is with a lot of the other scenarios, your cradle unlocks are based on level. That's not how it works for Manibus. Manibus, it's based on certain tasks you have to do in game, like certain bosses you have to beat or certain silos you have to complete. So what we're doing right now is we are going to the Monolithic Greed to take out the Monolith boss so that we can unlock our cradle. But we might run out of fuel because we're getting a little bit low. I'm hoping we don't run out of fuel. That would be really bad. I might have a little bit on me, but probably not a lot. Uh-oh. We took the wrong turn. Went the wrong way. That fuel gauge is getting real low. Well, don't hit that. And I kind of like the old pollution zone method than this new one. I don't understand it being dynamic. I don't know what that public crisis event was. Manibus. You serious, Mary? I glitched her out last time, so I like, because she's subject, like, you can hit her and she'll go forward. I pushed her forward into the cliff and she glitched into the cliff and I couldn't click her anymore. It should be in-game music. I don't know why. It's just very subtle. Oh, they're getting wrecked pretty good. Okay, I wasn't expecting it to explode like that quickly. Unless it's applying burn stacks so quickly that... Don't mind if I do. Yeah, auto take is probably one of the best things to turn on in the options. I should show you guys where to go to do it. It is very nice. So I think it's auto enabled on mobile, but if you go to game settings and you go down to auto take, it says auto take visible materials and drops. You turn that on, life is so much easier. It is anything you can automatically harvest, it just does it automatically. Mary was like, F that, you can go up there. I'm not going up there. Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Okay, granted, this KVD Moom Moom is like way over leveled for this area, but I don't remember ever hitting this hard. Like KVD Boom Boom probably is one of my favorite weapons. We're just gonna shred all these guys. I think there's like a waypoint up here I can grab. We are shredding these guys, no problem. I think there might be a mystical crate up here too somewhere. We'll go up here, grab this waypoint. Although I don't think we're not going to spam this one, so. Strictly for the cradle unlock. Although this probably is the best place if I wanted a higher level festering gel. It's the best place to farm it out. I just don't want to damage my gun too much because we don't really have a way to repair it at the moment. All right, let's do this. This is going to be kind of a joke, but there's a specific phases of this fight. So it has burn, frost, electronic parts, energy links. If you go to pro, yeah, I think we'll grab some of the other stuff on the way out. I just want to get the cradle unlocked first. Because this is like a new Manibus, so we don't have I don't have all this stuff unlocked yet. I'll grab it on the way out. God. Loud. We're gonna kill this guy like super, super fast. He goes up there. He fires a couple times. Eliminate these. I used to spam this boss all the time, but once there was a build that could consistently farm Forsaken Giant, that was way more efficient. Not what I wanted. Nope, that's not what I wanted either. Yeah, it is a little bit hard with the... I don't know why it keeps grabbing everything else besides what I want. There we go. It's like, so like the main thing they use like as a mechanic like over and over and over again is like these immunity phases where you like you can damage them a certain amount and then you can't damage it. Oh, just do that again. Frick. I did not mean to do that. But we'll just do it again. Take like 2 seconds. I meant to hit escape. I'm kind of hoping that they give us some new monoliths with the next update that comes out. What's really going to be disappointing is like if they have a new map and there's only like 4. Oh, that was easy. Ooh, it's a special one. Marine Star. All right, now I gotta remember to hit escape instead of... So the reason we did that was just specifically for this cradle unlock. Okay, so now we should be able to go into here. So we got Theta, Sigma, Shadowhound, Alpha. That's a spider boss. Phi, Brilliant. So we got to do all those. So the first thing we're going to want to take is probably the baseline damage increase for light machine guns. Although there is like an elemental resonance one that it might be better. Inflicting burn on a unit that already has burn. Immediately deal 1 instance of burn damage. Cooldown 3 seconds. Nah, I'd just rather take the baseline. Status damage. We'll take this baseline damage increase. I'm gonna turn music back on. I always remember there being more in-game music, but there's just not as much as I thought. Because I think that was like one of the main problems was like there's just not a lot of background music. It's like very ambient music. It's not very loud.
You made it. I knew you're quite good at. I gotta say.
Oh, damn it. Was I supposed to do it after I talked to her? Frick. Guess I gotta do it again. The underwater map? Well, I'm hoping that we get like boats, stuff like that. Because I think they said that when it came out, there was going to be more like water-based vehicles. Not that we can really use them very much in the existing maps, because there's just not a lot of waterways that connect to each other. I guess we'll do this one more time just to...
Festering gel looks different. We received memetics from Manibus. No wonder it became so powerful.
Oh, never mind, we already did it.
First, contain it. Then let's bring it back to our territory.
I think that'll come out around the time that the console release comes out. Push the territory terminal. View the Nova deviation? What the hell is that?
Great. You got a new ability.
The hell is that? This is new. A special deviation inheriting Nova memetics can participate in combat to transform into shelter and block enemy attacks. Well, yeah. What is this supposed to be? Nova. Upon successful purification, you'll receive the finished items, electric drill, electric chainsaw, and unlock efficient gathering tools. I don't know what this is. Let me turn this down a little bit. I don't remember this being a thing. All right, let's continue this main story a little bit. Let's go back to Deadsville, talk to V. I still want to make my way up to Blackfell.
It looks like there are 4 more Nova deviations that need to be contained. We can't be sure yet. There's no use dwelling on that. Just remember that for every Nova deviation you contain, your great minds think alone.
Nova deviations. It's so weird. I don't remember that system being a thing before.
Bravo! Hard to get the most just to make fantastic. It's a shame, but clearly I'd be glad in return. I simply to quote a
Looks like you'll be able to handle yourself just fine. I'll leave the deviation in there to you. As for me, I'm headed to the Broken Delta. I found traces of another major deviation there. One with even worse effects. You should head over and check it out. Try asking around at a settlement called Myers Market. Maybe I'll see you there.
I don't think we're going to go over to Myers Market. So that Nova deviation thing, that's different. Like, what is that?
Hey, you're back. Any luck?
That's got to be something new for Manibus. Like, I haven't done Manibus in like a long time.
I still owe. Here's the reward.
So, you're going to Myers. There's a as it happened.
I know I'm skipping all the dialogue, but this is like the 7th time I've seen it. I really want to look at this Nova deviation thing. So they're saying unlocking each of them increases my abilities. Nova Deviation 1, Nova Deviation 2. You will receive the finished building solar generator and unlock the power system. We're already level 50 though. Ability details, mod system, power system, efficient gathering. Medium garage, medium RV, mobile territory. I feel like this system is completely unnecessary. Because the only reason that would matter, is it hindering me from building power right now? No, I can build it right now if I want to. I don't have all the pieces I need to do it, but... Alright, well, I probably need to jump off here pretty soon, so... Let me queue up some of the stuff that's going to go bad for sure. We'll chit chat for a minute. Let me exit out of here. All right, well, it's gonna just a little bit shorter stream today because I do need to go to bed here shortly. But I do appreciate you guys stopping out for the stream as always. Definitely, Once Human has been doing better for me lately than just about anything else I've played. But we will for sure this weekend. I think the biggest hindrance is going to be, I think where I'm at, I might have really, really bad internet. So I don't know how long. I think Crimson Desert is 150 gigabytes. Like legitimately, that game comes out on the 19th, right? So today is the 16th. Trying to pull up the calendar here so I can see what day that is. I would probably have to queue it up on Thursday as soon as it comes out, and then let me snooze this ad before it starts doing an ad. We'll kind of see. But I mean, I'm super hyped for Crimson Desert. Like every early review I've seen has been positive. Even like the tech reviews of the game have said that it's really promising. We'll definitely be playing it on PC, and it looks like that's the kind of the preferred way to play it. So I don't know if we'll be doing much Once Human content in the next week or so, because I definitely am going to try to get into Crimson Desert. Like, surprisingly, I had not really seen or heard anything about the game until like I had started going through the releases that were coming out, and definitely that was one that was like, it had a little bit of everything. So I'm kind of excited to get into like a new IP and do something completely different for a little bit. But I think the next big things for Once Human is going to be like the Wish Machine update, the Blueprint update, the tech update that's coming out in like a month. I think those are going to be like the big changes that are going to like necessitate going through and doing another round. I think everything up until then is going to be probably like getting set up to do that. So like the purpose of going into Manibus is to farm out bears, wolves, sheep, to be able to get golden wool and like the rare hides for those animals. It's a lot easier to get them in there. And then the other thing that I want to do is start experimenting with the gardener, with the biomechanical plants. That's definitely something I want to get in and try. So we definitely will do more of that in the future. I think the next stream is probably going to be more than likely Crimson Desert, because I think the next stream will probably be on the 20th I think is going to be our next stream. So, but I will let you guys know. I think what I might do is I might start trying to filter more of the content to Twitch. So what I might do is not stream to X for a stream or two, and then we'll kind of start kind of funneling things down to where I think feasibly, if I really push, maybe this year I could do a partner push at some point. I don't think we're quite there yet, but we're getting there. And then hopefully my next goal would be to try to monetize my YouTube, but we'll probably have to do a little bit more short form content to do that. But I do appreciate you guys supporting the channel, and I will see you next time.